Okay, diggers, I'm at this park where, I've hunted this park a few times. It's about 20 minutes from my house, and this is the dime park where I find tons of dimes in and around these ball fields are out here. And not sure if it was this tree right here. I remember last year I did find one wheat leaf penny in this park, but I've never found anything old. So today I'm basically out here going to do some jury hunting, but it is sprinkling. I don't know if you can see those little rain drops on the windshield there, but I'm just going to sit here for a minute and see if it's going to rain or if it's going to hold off. But the plan is to hunt around. Got a picnic table right here and these stands right here. The stands over across the way there. Then head over this way, down that way. If you can see that building off in the distance out there, that's the concession stand. And that's where I find a lot of clad. And you know, people running around there, you never know, somebody might have lost a ring or something. So I'm hoping for a ring or something. Hopefully we'll get lucky and we'll see what happens. Alright, we'll get at it. Okay, diggers. It's starting to rain and we're getting a little bit of a thunderstorm. I might have to clear out, but I just got a really nice spill right over here where the detector is. I got, I don't know how well you can see it, but I got 5 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel, so $1.50 in one little spot. Took me about 2, 3, 4 minutes to dig it all up. I really like it when you get a spill like that. That's nice. $1.50, that really kind of made it worthwhile here. Just a bunch of clad here at the ballparks here, but I did get one interesting thing that I'll show you in the wrap-up, and can't wait to clean it up to see if it's really as old as I hope it is. So stay tuned for the wrap-up, and don't forget to watch the fly-out at the high school where I flew my quadcopter. You'll get to see that as well at the end of this. So stay tuned for that. Get back with you. Okay, diggers, here we are at the wrap-up that I promised you. This is actually a wrap-up from a previous hunt a day or so before the hunt at the baseball park. And this was from a local baseball field, and got a little bit of clad, and I got this car, and I actually got another key, which I made a key ring, and I'm collecting all my keys and putting them on a key ring just to give myself an idea of how many keys I find. I can imagine some guys find a ton of keys, and I've probably got, I don't know, 20 to 30, maybe 40 keys on my key ring already, and that's not all of them. I have a few out in my garage. So this was a good day of hunting. You know, this car here was a surface find, and it's pretty big. It's good size. It's not very old. It's a newer car, but it's cool. I'm sure I'm going to end up donating these at the local food bank that I work at, and it'll make some kid's day, I hope. So that was that hunt, and now on to the hunt from the schoolyard. I'm sorry, not the schoolyard, the baseball field. Now, most of this is from the baseball field. These pennies that you see that are crusty didn't come from there. I had about 12 pennies. I stopped at a boat launch that's local here, and where they get out of their cars, I do a little bit of metal detecting, and I found, I don't know, like 10 or 12 of those pennies. I found that quarter right there, and maybe 1 or 2 of the dimes. But all the rest of this came from that park. And you know, I was doing okay, just like typical. I got a bunch of dimes, as you can see here. That park just gives up the dime. It's just unbelievable. And then the big find that I found there, that I told you about earlier on, that I said, well, I hope this thing is old as I think it is. And as I dug it up, it was probably 6 to 7 inches deep, and caked with dirt. but the outline of it was kind of unmistakable. I could tell what it was, and but I didn't clean it up. I waited till I got home, and well, here it is. And that doesn't maybe look like much. It's a Roadster, and on the bottom of it, I know you won't be able to see it, or even if you can, you probably won't be able to see it that well. Anyway, it says Tootsie Toys, and in the middle here, right about here where this line is, it says USA, and then down here in this little indentation, it has a number 4. Now I looked these up online, and they're named Tootsie Toys, and the fellow who named the company named it after his daughter. Her name was Tootsie, and it started in 1936. The first batch of these were made in 1936 to the early 1940s, and then again they had some from the 50s into the 60s. And I saw some of these on eBay. This particular one I saw on eBay, not this color. It was yellow, and I think they had a blue one. But they were stamped number 2. And the number 2s are the newer ones. And this one, which I'm pretty sure I found out was made in between 1936 and 1942. It's that old. And the only real problem with it is the one tire here on the back. You don't know if you can see, but it's got a little cut on it. But for being 6 inches deep in the ground for all those years, the brown paint is still pretty good. And I'm real happy to have this. And I actually have a toy truck, a wrecker, that I dug last year in my yard. Let's set that down. That is about this size as well. They're pretty small. They're smaller than a Matchbox car, so I think they said 1/4 scale or something. I can't remember really. But anyway, that wrecker might be a Tootsie Toy as well. I need to get down there and look at it and see what it is. But I hadn't found much in, just a little bit of clad, a few of these dimes, a couple pennies up until that point. I found this, and that's when the thunderstorm started, and I started making my way. I actually found this in the outfield, which I haven't done any outfields over at that ballpark. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. Sorry about the lighting. That is a cool find. It's a very old find, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. But like I said, I was going along the perimeter of the outfield, between the infield and the outfield. I was out maybe 8 or 10 yards from the infield out into the outfield, and I was just sort of going along the first, second, third, heading over towards my car, and that's when I found this right out in the outfield. There were very few signals once I got past the foul line, heading towards the other foul line, and so I'm sure it's cast aluminum. I'm pretty sure. Then when I got over to the other foul line, you just sort of go around this fence and you're over to the next ball field, which was close to my car, and there were some stands there, and I detected a little bit more, and that's when I got that spill that I showed, and it was 5 quarters, 2 dimes, and a nickel. And that really made the hunt, as you can see. So this is about $3.99 in clad. And I like to get at least $1 an hour, and I was only there maybe an hour. So that really made up for my whole day. Stopping at that boat launch, I didn't get a whole lot, just a bunch of pennies, the crusty ones that you see. And I think I got 1 dime in that 1/4. I wasn't there very long, maybe a half hour, so probably total 2 hours at the most. So I sort of doubled my intake, and I was happy to do that. God bless me. Beautiful weather, low humidity for this time of year especially. I remember last year I was wearing my one of those rags that you snap and you put it around your neck and it keeps you cool. I haven't had to do that this year. It's just been so mild. course, you know, we had a really tough winter here in Michigan. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on here and just say thank you, Lord, for a beautiful hunt, a beautiful hobby that we have, that we can go out and just never know what you might find. You know, something old, something new, you know, and a little bit of change added in with it. Alright, don't forget to watch the end of the video. You will see a flight video with my quadcopter, and I apologize, it won't be the high school flight because that video did not come out, but I have one where I went out to this field and I flew up. I got up around 400 feet plus, and then came down and flew back and forth around the field a little bit. And you could kind of get the idea, if you were a hunter, you know, this would show you exactly where you could place a stand, or, you know, maybe areas where the deer might come out, or just all kinds of practical things that you could use this for. So you stay tuned and watch that, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know with your comments below, and if you enjoy it and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will certainly appreciate that. God bless you, and happy hunting, everybody.